Welcome back to Brands Hatch. It's round 26 of the BSRTC presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse back with Adam Bath. But first of all, we have a track guide from former champion Jamie Rushworth to see what challenges lie ahead on this Brands Hatch Indy circuit.
Hello everyone, I am Jamie Rushworth and this is a lap guide of Brands Hatch Indy in the Kia Optima. Brake at the 100 marker for turn 1 and aim for the inside curb, getting back on the throttle when you apex. Leave the car in third and brake just before the bridge for turn 2. Coast around the corner till you know you can get on the throttle without coming back off again. Sweep the car right and brake at the 50 marker for turn 3. Use lots of curb on the exit. Small dab of brake and lift for 4. Squeeze the power back on and brake at the middle of the curb for 5. Let the car drift left a bit and then sweep back inside for the best run out of the final corner. And that is a lap of Brands Hatch Indy. I did it in 47.237 seconds using the default weather. The setup can be found in the video description.
Thanks to Jamie for that track guide. Adam, with just over a minute left to go before the grid, can you take us through the current championship standings?
Yes, so after Wojciech Savidovic won race 1, he's extended his points lead to 97 over Stefan Hug. Jamie Rushworth 176 behind Savidovic. Russell Laidler now has moved up to 4th place in the standings, but with only a 5-point lead over Simon Field. That position could change. Dan Crafton 6th, Linus Bostrom 7th, Ashley Susson's gained a place, he's in 8th, 9th place Sharon Kais, and in 10th in the standings is Graham Carroll. However, he is not here this evening. The reverse grid though, Andrew, the top 15 were reversed. What does that grid look like?
It looks very interesting. Aaron Gearing on pole for Lugnuts Racing, the AM driver. Then Richard Wild for DEG, he joins him on the front row. Julian Janowski, another AM driver for Lugnuts, he's on the 3rd position. And then Robert Plumley for CQR, highest placed CQR car. Daniel Hunt is 5th for DEG, so two DEG cars in the top 5, that's easy for me to say. Laura Bond in 6th, then Joran Kaiser 7th, Ben Palmer, another AM driver, now for Laser Tools in 8th, Russell Laidler 9th, Ashley Sutton 10th, Dan Kraft 11th, then David Baker 12th, Stefan Hug in 13th, 2nd in the championship, then Jamie Rushworth, he's 14th, and then Wojciech Savidovic is 15th for Apex Racing TV. Linus Bostrom 16th, Matt Walker 17th, Josh Rappold, the privateer, in 18th, Steve Walker 19th, and Dan Blake, well, 20th place for him.
Yeah, I think it's safe. I think it's good that Dan Blake's down in 20th place because we don't want him ruining the leaders' race on the final few laps.
There's time for that yet. No. It was unfortunate though, wasn't it? For it sort of it closed them up, but it stopped us having a really fair battle for the lead, didn't it? At the end.
Yeah, it was quite interesting to see what line you could get through those final few corners. We saw Rushworth trying to go this way and that to get past Savidovic, but in the end it didn't work. I don't know whether to place my bets on a Pro-Am victory. We haven't had one yet this season. It could happen if Aaron Gearing gets it safely through those first few corners as we're ready for the start.
Indeed we are, Adam. Aaron Gearing on pole position. Can he get a clean start? Uphill start for the front runners as the green light comes on at Brands Hatch. Can Julian Janowski get up in 2nd place and make it a Lugnuts Racing 1-2 through Paddock Hill Bend? Very sideways is Richard Wild. And everybody looks like they've got through pretty cleanly, but up towards Druids, and there's a big crash with one of the DEG cars, and it is a CQR machine off into the gravel as well, and one of the Apex Racing TV cars off as well. I think that was Colin Steele.
I know that Robert Plumley was involved. He was the CQR car that was off, but the top 3 have kept it all pretty clean as we head through Surtees and up towards what circuit am I at? Clearways for the final, for the first time rather. Going around to complete the first lap then. Aaron Gearing has the lead, but how long will he be able to hold on to it for? As 2nd place driver Richard Wild is definitely looking feisty at the moment.
To be fair, Richard Wild looked quite quick, didn't he? And there he goes. He's going through his Wild, is he? No, up and over the grassy, we're looking if he doesn't get a slowdown penalty. Yes, he has. There it is.
Or has
at least if he has got it, well, he looked like he pulled off to the side of the road as you run Kaiser side by side with Linus Broström. Then you see is it Ben Palmer in 5th? It is. It's a good start from him, or from 8th. And then it's the 2 CQR cars, Russell Laidler, then Ashley Sutton. And then behind Sutton is Kraft, and then Bond. And Stefan Hoog and Laura Bond side by side. Through Surtees. And then Wojciech Savidovic is there, and Rushworth is there as well.
Yeah, this pack is definitely close now. This is the battle for 9th place. Stefan Hoog 9th. At the moment, he's the top of the championship contenders. That's understandable though, because he started ahead of Rushworth and Savidovic. Ran to complete lap 2. The gap between Gearing and Wild was 0.2 of a second over the line.
Oh, Rushworth's gone off into the gravel really wide. He does get back on. He does have space to get back on as well. His tyres might be suffering a little bit after that trip through the gravel. Stefan Hoog is in the lead of the championship contenders. Really, Adam, the rest of the race doesn't almost matter as much. It's whoever gets in front out of those 3, isn't it, really?
Yeah, Rushworth was a bit lucky there. There was a hole in the pack, which meant he was able to slot back in. Otherwise, he would have been hung out to dry. 11th place for Rushworth, though. Savidovic managed to get ahead of him. So, once again, he is on the back foot. But Hoog, as you said, in 9th place, he's ahead of Savidovic, and that's all he needs to do at the moment.
Laidler on... actually, that's Sutton, isn't it? Sutton's got past Laidler, he's got past Palmer, he's having a look at Kaiser, he's gone very wide into the gravel there. Kaiser's going to go up the inside of him into Druids. And your own, the Dutchman in the Team O car, keep Sutton at bay, and I think he does there.
Wild made a bit of contact.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Sutton got a great run out of Druids, and through Graham Hillbend he goes, and through he goes.
And Richard Wild has taken the lead away from Aaron Gearing. There was a bit of contact exchange between the pair through Druids, and it now means Aaron Gearing is now into the clutches of Julian Janowski as we head through Clearways.
And Ashley Sutton's kind of a race 2 specialist, isn't he? Always seems to fight his way to the front. He is the best overtaker in this series, bar none, and he's showing that today. Up into 4th place is Ben Palmer, and Jeroen Kaiser banging wheel arches across the line. Sutton's trying to go through Paddock Hill Bend, and look at that, Janowski just frightened off the racetrack in front of him as Kaiser's there. Daniel Kraft, Stefan Hoog side by side with Russell Laidler, and then it's the 2 championship contenders as well. Savidovic, Rushworth just behind Hoog. Adam, it's getting a little crowded in that midfield now. That's just the symptom of racing here in Brands Hatch, and there's contact between the CQR car of Laidler and it was, I think, yeah, it was Daniel Kraft.
It means that Hoog's going to try and go around the outside, and Savidovic has just got, and Rushworth's gone around the outside of Savidovic, down the inside into Clearways. That is a fantastic move there by Jamie Rushworth, and it means now that Savidovic is fighting with David Baker as we come across the line.
Baker trying to go through on Savidovic. Remember, this is for the minor placings at this time. This is for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Oh, I think that's contact. Sutton's off. Sutton's off, Andrew.
He's hard into the wall, and he's took Janowski with him. He's also hit. Oh, goodness me! He's managed to stay in 4th place.
I think it might be fair. Look at Kaiser. Kaiser's going down the inside. I don't know why. Oh, he's lost control again. He's gone off into Graham Hill Bend, and that means he's going to be really off the track again. Oh, more contact. Is that Hoog? Hoog's off.
Stefan Hoog sideways all over the place and into the fence hard.
And there was a little bit of contact there with Savidovic, who goes down to 14th place. But Stefan Hoog, has he got retired back to the pits, or is he just waiting? I don't know. Yeah, he's out. He's gone back to the pits.
Is that the moment that Stefan Hoog's championship comes crashing down around his ears?
Well, that is definitely a significant moment there. He was 97 points behind Savidovic going into this event, and now he better not. And with such a short lap here, he will quickly go 2 laps down. So
Janowski getting swamped at Druids, Adam, as well by Kraft. He's just been passed by Kaiser. Rushworth's in there. One of the Engine All Direct cars has just gone slightly wide. Is Kraft in the contact with Rushworth?
Yes, there is, and I think that means that Stefan Hoog is going to score 0 points here tonight in this second race. Rushworth then up into 7th. What was I saying earlier about the championship contenders not going to be being a factor in this race? They could be. Rushworth up in 7th, trying to get past Dan Kraft in the Engineers Direct cars. We come across the line. We've still got 20 laps to go, and this race is fairly action-packed at the moment.
Alex, I wonder if you can get a replay up there, mate. I think that's the most important thing we're going to see in this race. We'll keep an eye on what's happening at the front. Richard Wild is 6/10 ahead of Aaron Gearing. What it has done, Adam, is the incident between Sutton and Janowski has really split this pack. There's 3 seconds between 2nd and 3rd places now.
yeah, I saw the end of what happened. Sutton was all over the place and then ended up hitting the barriers on the exit of Paddock Hill as Rushworth has just got past the Engineers Direct car, and then it all spirals out of control with cars T-boning each other and everything such. Like, it ended up with Stefan Hug being the innocent victim there, so that's definitely going to be affecting his championship. Ashley Sutton, by the way, has also retired back to the pits. So as we come across the line, 19 laps to go. Richard Wild leads. He's got a 0.4 second advantage over Gearing. The next target for Jamie Rushworth, who's in 6th place, is 5th place car Julian Janowski, and he looks like he might be able to set him up because he's got a good line through Paddock Hill.
Does indeed. And yes, through on the inside he goes. Can he stay there? Yeah, he can. Nice move by Rushworth. 8 seconds separates 3rd place from 20th. That's how close this is in this Engineers Direct Touring Car Championship. We expected this at Brands Hatch, Adam. We've got this close physical racing that we anticipated, and it's claimed a huge victim in Stefan Hug so far.
Yes, I expected close racing, but I didn't expect Stefan Hug to be involved in that action, and sadly we didn't get a replay. We didn't be able to get a replay for you, so that is a shame. Or hopefully be able to have a word with one of the drivers involved afterwards, after race 3, as one of the Engineers Direct cars, Kraft. Yeah, he makes a mistake going into Paddock Hill Bend as Rushworth is now lining up Jerome Kaiser.
Very close to the back of the Dutchman's car, Timo. Stefan Hug is his teammate. So actually Kaiser could do an important job here, couldn't he? He could really take some points off Rushworth and Savidovic.
And I wonder if Ben Palmer is holding both of those up as well as we head through Surtees and up into Clearways. Rushworth doesn't make a move there, but Kaiser nearly goes into the back of Ben Palmer.
It didn't look like Palmer was holding them up, but I think he's had a slow lap, and that's allowed your own Kaisers to close up big time. But again, Adam Palmer, a fantastic showing from him.
Yeah, using the race to reverse grid to his advantage, and with all the carnage that's happened, he's now up in 3rd place. So another good job there as Rushworth's got the inside line. I think it might be a done deal now. Down the inside of Kaiser, down the inside of the Team O car, and he's through up into 4th place.
Nice move by Jamie, set him up through Paddock Hill, and then outbraked him through Druids. I think Steve Walker and Matt Walker were side by side at Druids as well. A little bit further down the gap, in fact, between 3rd and 18th place is now only 7 seconds, so it's even getting tighter as they are queuing up behind Ben Palmer. Rushworth trying to go around the outside at Clearways. That would be a fantastic move if he can pull it off. Has he got the drive? I'm not sure he quite has. Palmer has the inside line down towards Paddock Hill Bend, Adam.
Yeah, Jamie Rushworth took so much more speed into Clearways, and I thought that might be able to pay off around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside now. Is that going to work? He's definitely got enough room. Oh, that's close. He puts a wheel or two in the gravel, but he's got the outside line now into Druids, but surely he will have to... Oh, no, he might... If he just has an overlap...
That's
no, he doesn't know.
From Palmer. Brilliant defending from Ben Palmer. And you can see this pack getting ever tighter. If Palmer stays there for much longer, Adam, we could see a 20 car trend as Palmer shoving Rushworth almost onto the grass, and he had every right to close the space.
I was expecting Ben Palmer to be turned around then, but he just had enough space in which that didn't happen. And look how Kaiser hits him. Kaiser hits Jamie Rushworth there through Clearways. This pack is definitely closing up as a result of Ben Palmer and Jamie Rushworth battling over this final spot on the podium. Which
means potentially only one thing, Adam, that carnage is going to ensue. You wouldn't put it past these guys above the BSRTC. As Kaiser and Laidler going off the track, but Kaiser I think came off worse. He lost a few positions. He might even be out of the race. I didn't see what happened. They're all pushing each other through Druids, too wide in the background.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kaiser, but he's ended up in the barriers, and Laidler thinks managed to carry on pretty much unscathed. Yes, he's in 6th place as Rushworth trying to get past Palmer once again. He's going to try and go on the outside. No, but that's not going to work.
You're just not going to. The car just doesn't turn there through that fast chicane section, and Ben Palmer knew that, and he positioned his car beautifully. He's going to try and go to the inside as well to defend again from Rushworth. Or is he? No, maybe not. But he has a favourable line if he can break on the outside. As Rushworth through into the podium positions, and that can only be fantastic for his championship.
And also Wojciech Savidovic isn't home and dry at the moment. He's battling with Simon Fields for 7th place.
Yes, indeed, Field he's been quiet today, but so far, but he's there, and he's just behind Wojciech Savidovic. Savidovic having a look at Russell Laidler now for CQR. Laidler's car looks horrible. I'm tempted to say as usual, but he had a little bit of contact with Jeroen Kaiser. I think Jeroen Kaiser is out of the race, Adam, so he come a cropper.
Yes, he is, and as we come around to complete another lap, will Savidovic be able to use the toe of the CQR car across the line? Let's see if he can now. He's a bit too far away. Jamie Rushworth, though, isn't pulling away too quickly from Ben Palmer, but as we head into paddock hill, Ben Savidovic has got a good run on Laidler, but he puts a wheel or two into the gravel, which means that move that he might have been planning into Druids doesn't work out.
Once again, though, he might have just worked out for him, but Laidler's going to get a good drive out of Druids, and Graham Hill Bend's very difficult to overtake through. And yeah, Savidovic finds that out to his cost. Simon Field is just there behind them, and then his engine oil direct teammate Daniel Kraft not far behind. So 3 going through 30s, almost nose to tail. Savidovic next.
Savidovic needs to watch out, because I thought Simon Field might have had a bit of contact there with the Apex Racing TV car if Savidovic wasn't looking in his mirrors. But I think he's got the move done now on Laidler as we head down the straight.
Straight line speed though, Savidovic. So Laidler managing to stay with him, but it's gone a little wide. The Apex Racing TV car. Laidler may have a go into Druids. You might as well if you're there. Yes.
Oh, will Savidovic try and hanging out around the outside for the move into Graham Hill Bend? I think he will. Down the inside. Surely that's going to be it now for Laidler. But Simon Field
he's not it for Laidler. He very nearly was in a different way. As very nearly punted into the fence by Simon Field, who, to be honest, had nowhere to go.
And look at the battle now. Ben Palmer's just been passed for 4th by David Baker. So David Baker doing another brilliant show. He was 4th, I think, in race 1, and now he's 4th in race 2 as well. So Savidovic will be closing in on those two in a few laps with the lap times he's setting. Last time around he did a 47.8 compared to the 48 that the Ben Palmer and Baker were doing.
I think after that week off, Dave decided he needed a new lucky number. 6 wasn't working for him, so 4 might just be it now, as Julian Janowski's still in the top 10 after being hit off at Druids by Sutton. So that's good resilience from Janowski, the AM driver.
Also, Ben Gregory has got involved in the incidents probably at the start of the race. So with Aaron Gearing in 2nd place, surely this is going to swing the championship lead in the ES Trophy towards Aaron Gearing. Gearing
may even take the lead here, so he's got every chance. Richard Wild still leads for DEG though. Let's not forget him. Let's give DEG some camera time, as he's the man in the lead and he's looked untroubled so far, hasn't he?
Yes, DEG yet to win a race this season. And I think the last time Richard Wild won was Indianapolis on the bike circuit, I think, last season. So it's been a while since he's been to the victory circle, but he's got a 1.4 second lead at the moment over Aaron Gearing, and he's doing very consistent lap time. So Richard Wild, with 10 laps to go, he's sitting pretty at the front.
Yeah, 1.1 seconds ahead of Aaron Gearing. Gearing, this is going to be by far his best result of the season if he can keep going. He's 3 and a bit seconds ahead of Jamie Rushworth. 10 laps to go. Well, Rushworth may catch these two.
Yeah, let's have a look at the lap times at the end of this lap. Richard Wild did a 47.8. Aaron Gearing laps a tenth slower with a 47.9. Jamie Rushworth with a 47.3. So the speed that Rushworth's going with 9 laps to go, he might just be able to close in on Aaron Gearing. It's going to be tricky to get to the lead though.
You're right there, and just behind them I just see Baker still hasn't got rid of Palmer, and then he hasn't got rid of Savidovic. So, and as Laidler goes very wide onto the grass coming out of Graham Hill Bend, he's going to lose a place to Simon Field, and he's got Dan Kraft. He's in that engine oil direct sandwich. They go through clearways.
Savidovic, once again, he needs to watch out. Ben Palmer not a key figure in the championship, as is David Baker. So he needs to take his time. We've still got 8 laps to go. 6th place will do it for Savidovic. After all, Stefan Hoog is out of the race, and Jamie Rushworth's only a few places in front. So 6th place is fine, but Savidovic is a touring car racer as they're closing in on a Apex Racing TV car that's definitely got some damage. That's surely going to put a cat amongst the pigeons as we head through Druids. But they all managed. Yeah, it is Colin Steele, I think, and they all managed to get through safely. But Savidovic is definitely closing in on Baker and Palmer.
What do you think, Adam? Do you think Savidovic is going to be happy with this position? I suppose, he's still going to try and move forward, but if he finishes like this, is he going to be content? Because the championship lead will probably grow again.
I bet you Bathurst is looming in his mind, and he doesn't want an incident in Bathurst that could ruin the whole championship. So I think even though we've still got 5 races to go in the championship, including this one, he needs to go for every position, and with 7 laps to go, he might as well do that.
We saw in Silverstone, didn't we, with Wojciech? He was hit off by Tim Mawson completely accidentally, but those things can happen, and he'll be mindful of that. You know, he's got Simon Field behind him. He's a guy who doesn't really make many mistakes, but it's those things that run through your mind, isn't it, when you're fighting for the championship? You want to be careful, and Stefan Hooks can go to Bathurst, Adam, with nothing to lose.
Yeah, because the championship lead by Savidovic will definitely be into the 100s now as we head into Clearways. So those 4 of them, they're definitely close now. Savidovic is definitely getting held up now by Ben Palmer, and I think he might have the overlap done now. Will Ben Palmer give him just enough room? Yes, he will. And that will definitely allow Savidovic to elevate himself into 5th place. But will Palmer try and get back on the offensive? He might try and get the cut back. He's right with the Apex Racing TV car. Savidovic defends the inside line. And yeah, that should be his place now.
Oh, he's been hit by Simon Field. And Field was trying to get up the inside and freight train Palmer a little bit, but just right into the quarter panel, and actually that's actually done Savidovic a massive favour, because it's got any challenges off his back.
Yeah, it means now he can solely focus on getting past David Bacon. The gap between them is just about half a second now as we head through Clearways. At the front, Jamie Rushworth's 0.4 seconds, 0.3 seconds now behind Aaron Gearing. The battle for 2nd place is heating up.
Tell you what, if Rushworth can win this race, then the complexion of the championship changes once again, because he's going to be right in there. He may even he'll definitely take points off Davidovic. He'll overtake Hoog. Let me just have a little look at the standings at the moment. So at the moment, Rushworth is 80 points behind Hoog. So with the win, he'll go into 2nd place.
Yes, yeah, you're right. So that's definitely changing the complexion of this championship. Could Jamie Rushworth, the season 4 champion, become the new main championship contender to Wojciech Savidovic, who's only 0.4 seconds behind Baker now? We're going around to get 4 laps to go. And could Rushworth close in on Wild? Let's see the lap times as they come across the line. Richard Wild does a 47.8. Rushworth does a 47.4. So just under half a second quicker than the DEG car. Could Jamie Rushworth be snatching a victory away for DEG?
Potentially he could. And well, Richard Wild being very consistent. Last 3 laps, 47.76, 47.86, 47.86 again. He's there. He's like a metronome in front for DEG. Hasn't done anything wrong so far in this race. But how amazing would it be, Adam, if Rushworth could complete the comeback at Bathurst after the awful start to the season he endured? If he can take the title and back-to-back, well, not back-to-back championships, but I believe his 2nd title, then could be, it's verging on a miracle, isn't it, after how far behind he was?
Yes, Jamie Rushworth was a bridesmaid last season, 2nd place to Ade Coba Lopez. He couldn't really get the consistent victories to hold a candle to Lopez. In the end, he was about 100 points behind at the end of the season. But with the lottery that Bathurst is, it could still happen. And look at them now. The gap between Rushworth and Wild, less than half a second with 3 laps to go. Will Wild defend like crazy? Well, he must do in order to get this win. They're coming up on back markers as well, so there's plenty of unknowns still to occur here.
He's right there with him now, Adam. Through the chicane at what would be normally Surtees, you normally flick up the hill left-handed. Through Clearways, right-handed that dips down dramatically.
Wild understeers wide, and that's
Rushworth's on the grass.
Wow, that was close there as they come across the line. That's definitely going to ruin his straight line speed. 2 laps to go, penultimate lap. I don't think the lap times matter now. They're right with each other through Paddock Hill Bend. I don't know whether Wild's burnt up his tyres, trying to pull away. Up to Drews, he just leaves Rushworth enough room, but he goes wide, he outbrakes himself. He might have just understeered wide. Here. Look at that car understeer, that Kia Optima understeering there. Will Wild just poke it up the inside? Yes, he will!
Yes!
Contact!
Contact!
They both, well, Rushworth goes off, he's going to go back, flying across the grass there, back onto the track, and it means now that Aaron Gearing could take a victory here. We're about to start the final lap.
I was just about to point that out, Adam, that Gearing's close, and these two battling. They've got 2 lap cars battling in front of them, Halit Ertas and Eckhart von Glan, so we could have a situation similar to race 1, where the back markers are deciding the outcome, but hopefully that's not the case. Richard Wild then going to have to drive the lap of his life for DEG.
Final lap.
And Otas is off in front of them as well through Panic Hill.
Rushworth's got the inside.
Surely into Druids is surely going to make contact. Otas is off the track.
And I think that's Rushworth done it. I think, yes, he has. He's got the move done. I didn't think he was going to get it done there into Druids, but somehow he managed to get inside Richard Wild. But couldn't Wild fight back? I don't think he's got enough tyres left. Rushworth's definitely pulling out an advantage now, but he's closing in on the back marker. It could all still go to Richard Wild, but I think Jamie Rushworth has just got enough of a gap to take the race to win. What a comeback.
Von Glan needs to get out of the way though. To go down the main straight. He's not really moving out of the way, but Rushworth's going to take it here. And he's going to cement the challenge for the championship. Jamie Rushworth, brilliantly wins. From 14th on the grid, Adam, at Brands Hatch. That's not easy to do at all.
Yeah, we were saying for the whole build-up that it's going to be hard for those championship contenders to fight their way through, but various accidents and incidents meant that the championship contenders finished first and fourth with Wojciech Savidovic, but Stefan Hug, he finished the race down in 34th position. And
Stefan Hug has to win race 3, and he won't do it from there.
Yeah, I think you'll have to hope for probably a safety car and a few various incidents involving the championship contenders.
The only saving grace for Stefan Hug is that Savidovic didn't win the race. And if anything, you know, it only takes, I suppose, there's 4 races left. It only takes 2 bad results for Savidovic, and Hug and Rushworth are right there in the championship. So it's going to be exceptionally close. I think heading to the Australian track, just run through quickly the top 10. Rushworth, Wild in second, Aaron Gearing, that's his best result. I think that's his first. Is that his first podium in the BSRTC, Adam?
Yeah, I think it probably is, and a great result for a Pro-Am car to be right up there at the top of the field, and also it'd be good for Aaron Gearing because it should mean he takes the lead in the Pro-Am standings. Yeah,
and he's not going to have too bad a starting position for race 3 either. Wojciech Savidovic in 4th, David Baker 5th, so maybe a different new looking number for him. Ben Palmer 6th again, really impressive from Palmer for Laser Tools. Simon Field in 7th, Russell Laidler 8th, Dan Craft 9th, Linus Broström 10th, and Laura Bond in 11th, Dan Hunt 12th, Matt Walker 13th, Julian Janowski 14th, Nick McCarron 15th, another decent effort from him, Dan Blake 16th, Robert Graham 17th, Pete Newman 18th, Niels Jordan 19th, good result from him, Steve Walker 20th, Steve Richardson 21st, Richardson hasn't made the checkered flag that many times this season, good to see him there, David Brock 22nd, Eckhart van Glan 23rd, Andrew Whitehead 24th, 3 cars a lap down, Ertas, Wilson and Steele. And then we lost Josh Rappel, Jeroen Kaiser, Ben Gregory, Robert Burton, Ellis Stevens, Ashley Sutton, Stefan Hug, and Robert Plumley. Alex.
Hello.
Hello. What did you make of that, first of all?
Yeah, no, great race. I was quite happy to see those guys fighting up there. I was hoping actually that Wild was going to get that one, but it was just great battle at the end. And yeah, all due credit to Jamie for getting past on the last lap there. So some good hard fighting, but yeah, I kind of want to see Wild get that.
Did you manage to see what happened to Stefan Hug? I didn't really see it myself.
Yeah,
I just sort of saw the back end of it.
It's vague now in my memory. Unfortunately, the replay just kept clicking on the incident, but it wouldn't bring it up for some strange reason. It actually kept reverting to Wild, I think it was. So it was a bit strange what was going on there. But yeah, I just think he was side by side and got forced out a little bit wide. There were perhaps they were 2x2 at the time as well, so there was a lot of cars all really closely packed, and he just got turned from behind, and yeah, it sent him straight into the wall. So goodbye, race over.
Have a quick look. So we're going down to following lap, isn't it? Lap 6 it is.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually bring it back up now that we are...
Right, so he was lagging a little bit, he was blinking quite badly. And
it looks like we might have it here actually.
Oh right, good. He was hit a little bit by Jamie
This
Rushworth,
is it,
actually.
This is what caused it. Do you remember the Ashley going off and everybody checked up? That was what started off, and then we were 2-3 wide. And do you know what? I think Coog actually had a couple of connection issues, which, do you know, it really does look like it was Wojciech as well.
Was
that
it?
Turned him, yeah. But I honestly don't think it was Wojciech's fault. I mean, just on that replay there, he blinked out like 3 times, once in Graham Hill bend, and then that's what set it all off. And when he come back, he got sent into a little sideways motion, and then everybody started to get a run on him. So
Rushworth actually gave him a tap into Graham Hill. And I think that's what did it. But he lagged just before that, so I wouldn't be surprised if Rushworth didn't, he didn't know where he was. And then Wojciech was side by side with Laidler, and Hook blinked again, and it was all a bit of a mess. But Wojciech was very lucky; he just didn't smash right into that T-Mo car there.
Yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate internet racing things. I think sometimes it's ever so frustrating when it happens. Yeah, that's the worst angle to look at it. But,
we said many moons ago, didn't we? On the F1 2010 stuff we used to do, that's the one thing with internet racing is people's connection you can never guarantee, can you?
Yeah, we're just up in the chopper looking at it now actually. You can just see everybody's hitting each other.
That's definitely going to be something though that we reflect back on at the end. Savidovic just missing Hoog. He could have easily been involved there.
Yeah, that's it, P4 for him, and actually a really good handful of points. But that could have been, there could have been no points for Wojciech as well. So, or it could have been Wojciech that was turned in and hit off the track. Who knows?
I've got to put that solely down to his connection, I'm afraid. Literally, the drivers just had no idea where he was. He jumped back. He got turned initially by Jamie, and that was purely just because he didn't know where he was when he come back in there. And it was exactly the same for Wojciech. He just appeared in front of him.
And I suppose actually pinballing all across Druids didn't help either, did it? I think Janowski was a bit hard done by on that one, but there you go.
Well, I guess it's time for the L Magic Dice.
Indeed. So the reverse grid candidates, just go through them very quickly. Nick McCarron 15th, Dan Blake 16th, Robert Graham 17th, Pete Newman 18th, Niels Jordan 19th, and Steve Walker 20th. So we will have someone who has not been on pole before this season. So I'm pretty sure about that.
Well, I've done my 3 test rolls, so everybody knows. Right, here goes the main one. 16th.
So that's Dan Blake. From race 1, the person that nearly ruined race 1 for Wojciech Savidovic gets elevated to pole position, and he'll be joined on the front row by Nick McCarron. So I'm just going to rip the form book now up, Andrew, because I don't know what is going to happen into turn 1.
So we've got a front few rows of Blake, McCarron, Janowski, Matt Walker, Hunt, Bond, Brostrom, Kraft and Laidler. Then Field, Palmer, Baker, Savidovic, Gearing, Wild and Rushworth. That's about as random as a top 15 as you can find. But it should be a cracking one. I'm really looking forward to it. We'll be back for that, I suppose, in about 5-10 minutes time.